You're listening to a podcast on the Podfix Network.
All right, welcome to Little Bits and Pieces with Walrus. I am one of your hosts, Matt Walker.
I'm Christian Torres.
And I am Jeffrey Fella.
And it's a pleasure to have you with us today, cowboys. Here we are sitting in the old saloon of improv, talking about improv, playing cards,
Tipping our
improv.
hats to all the scene partners as they walk by.
Spitting yes-ands into spittoons.
Hugging our horses close to our chests so that they know that we love them very much.
Mining for the gold that is the first weird thing in a scene.
Pulling out a gun and shooting all of the other cowboys.
Spinning our spurs so make sure that they're all wound up and ready to go.
Uh-oh, here comes the sheriff. I'm going to jail.
But I did not shoot the deputy.
And that's what we're doing here on Little Bits and Pieces. Today, we're going to talk about something nobody ever talks about.
What is that, Matt?
Well, it's a little industry secret. It's something called the third thought. Whoa. I know what you're thinking. 3 thoughts? That's one too many. No, it's not. It's
You
the
got
right
me.
number. No, not you.
Oh.
No, none of you said that. This was for the listeners. The listeners thought 2 thoughts is enough. But not anymore, because I did just inform them that 3 thoughts is actually the correct number of thoughts. Now, what the
Silly
heck am
listener.
I talking about? Huh? You dumb listeners.
You bunch of stupid fucks. Sit down and let us learn you something.
Well, the third thought is something I don't know who originally came. I think it was Del Close.
Maybe people seem to like that guy for some reason.
Yeah. I think the term refers to the first thought is the reactionary thought.
That's
when
the
you're
bad
presented
thought.
with information. The first thought is the bad thought. No, it's the reaction, right? It's your
You wanna-
visceral response.
Get rid of that thought. Say no first thought.
No. Which I know what you're thinking. Wouldn't that make the second thought inevitably the first thought then? Look, we're not going to play that game with you. Don't be a jerk.
Yeah, that will cause a chain reaction.
Nothing's first in that
And
case.
the consequences would be disastrous.
Time will cease to exist
Don't
as
be
we
a
know
dumb
it.
fuck.
Is the second
Seriously.
thought typically referred to as the value neutral thought?
I think the
value
second
neutral.
thought is like the throwaway thought. It's like it's the spacer thought. It's the one that's like,
What-
oh, this is useless, but
What happens if you use the second thought in improv?
arrested.
Yeah.
Huh.
And
Yeah,
you go
I
to
saw
a,
it happen.
yeah, you go to a space work jail.
Is that the thought police?
Yeah, that's what.
'Cause I've read about them a lot.
Yeah, that's
George
what they-
Orwell wrote a whole book on the second thought.
Oh, I've
Yeah.
never read that.
1984.
I've been
Yeah,
on
he
the
is-
internet, though.
He is one of our great improv teachers.
Yes, George Orwell.
Yeah.
Really understood a scene.
Is there a fourth thought?
Never.
No. You skipped one.
But
If
people
you-
always talk about forethought.
That's
Fourth
too
thought.
advanced.
Fourth thought is look. You can think of fourth thought. We're not going to like it. I'm not going to like if you think 4 times.
There's a limited amount of improv in the world, and if you use a fourth thought, you take more than
you give.
and the law of equivalent exchange just won't allow for it.
Yes, if you think of fourth thought, you're essentially taking someone else's first thought.
Right.
And thus
again,
rendering their third thought moot.
because
right.
it becomes the second thought, which I was told is illegal.
Correct. Now you're getting it.
Okay, I understand now because I was ignorant before and was having stupid first thoughts.
Just like the
So-
dumb listeners.
So, how can I achieve a third thought?
Well, think of how you got to your second thought.
Would that be a first thought?
Think about it first.
Okay.
But don't let that start a new chain of thoughts.
No,
Exactly.
no. I've
Because then we
thrown
have
it
to start
out.
over. All right, so think about that. Think about your second thought first. Now, think about your first thought second.
Okay.
Right? Because if you think about it second, it doesn't matter in this response, but the first it actually makes a logical sense to do it that way. Now,
And
your
as that
third thought,
from that paradox energy, that third thought will form.
exactly.
So it's not even really it's more like the Greek eidos, that the idea has you.
Yes.
The muse.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would you say
from the source? Yes.
Would you say we think third thoughts, or would you say we discover third thoughts?
Third thoughts think us?
Yes.
I guess that's really what I wanted to say.
Yes.
Hmm.
So the third thought is typically considered the most creative thought that you can think.
Can you give me an example?
All right. Ask me. Tell me. I don't know. Give me a one-word suggestion.
Okay, banana.
Banana.
Start from
My
the first thought.
My first thought when you say banana would be peel. Right.
Mhm.
You see the link there. It's
But it's
banana
bad.
and
Peel is
and it's
an
lame,
evil thought.
right?
It's a bad thought.
Horrible scene
Right.
would happen if you did that.
Right. Second thought might be tree. Right.
Sure, I guess.
And tree, equally mundane, but less attached to the inspiration. Now, third, my most creative thought might be something like a farmer.
Whoa.
Right?
Now that's good shit.
Now, in terms of the suggestion that you gave, banana, can you see? This sounds like Dora the Explorer. Can you see how the first thought, banana, is connected to the third thought, farmer?
The first thought was peel.
No, first. Oh, whatever. Fuck you.
Can I try?
Yeah.
Yes, I would like to see this.
Okay.
All right. Christian, why don't you give him a one-word suggestion?
Yeah, your word is plantain.
It's a rock. Oh, sorry, plantain?
Yeah.
Peel.
What did you think he said when you said rock?
I thought he said plantain. No, but I've changed my first thought. I want it to be peel.
Well, I think that's your second thought.
No,
Well,
no, do it
'cause
again.
He's supposed to
Peel.
think the first thought second, remember?
Yeah.
Well, just in that chain, because in that chain it made sense paradoxically to think of it first, because his first thought is his initial thought.
If I jump right to farmer for my first thought, does that mean I'm smarter than you?
Yeah.
It means, in your case, it means you're dumber than me. But for most others, yes. Wait, why would
should
I
we-
disparage myself
Should we
against
not?
everyone?
Okay, hold on. We should probably involve the audience. So, listeners at home,
Ugh.
I want you to. Well, hold on. This is a good exercise.
No,
for-
it's just Christian
they're so
hates them.
stupid.
They're
So,
fucking
listeners at home,
stupid.
I'm going
I
to
don't know
say
where this is
something,
coming
and I
from.
want you to think, to think what your first thought is. So we'll do it like this. Okay, so here's the word. The word is orange. So what's your first thought, listeners? Think really hard about that first thought.
And say it here.
Say it.
Visualize it.
Wow, that's a really good thought.
Not everyone's done thinking their first thought. Let some people have some time.
Well, Christian was just remarking on the ones who did think.
Can we get another one for those who just thought of it now?
Whoa, what a thought.
Good job. That extra time did you good.
So now we have our first thoughts, and I want you to hold on to those and not throw them away, because they're bad thoughts. Those are thoughts you shouldn't even be having. The Catholic Church calls that a sin. Now we're going to think of our second thought. Remember, the word is orange. Visualize it. Take a moment.
You can do it.
Can you touch it? Can you smell it? Well, That's a value neutral thought.
Whoa, what a thought.
I'm going to disagree. I thought that was uniquely bad. And this time everyone answered all at once. But hey, second thoughts are subjective. And just because I thought it was bad and Christian thought it was good, it was bad.
I just said what a thought. I didn't ascribe value.
I do want to jump in here and build off of what Matt said, just so everyone knows a first and third thought are objective. There is a right and wrong here. Only the second thought is subjective. Now, we're going to do one more. The word again has not changed. Orange. I walk into a scene and I say orange. What is your third thought? Do you see it? It's a lot better, isn't it?
Reach for it.
Now, if you were doing this correctly.
Those of you who said drill press were correct.
You got the right thought.
Unfortunately, the rest of you were very wrong.
You will never be improvisers.
You're not good.
You're dumb.
Drill press was the obvious answer.
That would have been a great scene for those of you who said drill press. Obviously, from there, you would have built on and made some really amazing decisions because you just paved the way. For those of you who didn't, however, you probably stunted the scene, creating a bottleneck. And that really sucks.
Maybe consider taking classes again. Maybe go back and start from the beginning.
We do offer classes on walrus.com. Check those out. It could help your bad improv. Yeah.
We're offering a course now called Improv for Dumb Fucks. So if you're interested.
For dumb fucks.
Maybe that would...
Yeah, so if you notice that if your thought wasn't drill press, I mean, it's worth checking out. Would you say that that's a pretty accurate representation of first, second, and third thought?
Yeah, I think so, actually.
See, interesting for me because I tend to always I tend to do more of an A to C thing when I do the third thought. I always take it really far away, by letting the second thing inspire the third thing and so on.
Wait.
Right.
Can we do an actual example where I come in, I'll say a line, and then you get to that C and we see what it does?
Well, that's okay. Not really the.
Yeah, but I want to see Christian's process. I mean, he's gassed up this process that's so amazing. I just want to see it. Here's all the oranges you ordered.
Thank you.
That's amazing. How did you do that?
I know we just said the correct response to the third thought was drill press, but lo and behold,
there's always another way. Life finds
you're an
a
experienced improviser. I think it's not a surprise that you took it somewhere experimental, but fresh and new and
right.
Man, wow, that was wild.
I'm just thinking, what would a person who just got a bunch of oranges say?
And of course,
what kind of...
And thank you was not on that list.
Right.
No.
Right. It was so quick, though. I mean, there was like a millisecond.
Right. Well, that's just where the training comes in, years of practice. And
that's fascinating.
When I first started off, it would have taken many minutes to get that response of deep internal reflection.
You've got it down to maybe 2 seconds now, which is great.
That's pretty good.
Those returns are amazing.
What was your first? Can I ask you what was your first thought? What was the A in that A to C?
My first thought was, this fucking guy giving me oranges? Oranges? Who the fuck does he think he is?
Yeah, that would have sucked. That would have been a bad scene because then,
What was your second thought?
Banana.
Just saying banana?
Yeah.
And you can even play that out. So the audience at home can... So, okay, here. We'll just give you an example of how bad the second thought is. Hey, here's the order... sorry. Let me take two. Hey, here's the oranges you ordered.
Banana?
You don't say that. Minions say that.
Oh, how long?
Since 2010.
Oh,
wow.
Okay.
Minions say banana 2010.
They'll look for it in the merch store when we get a merch store. Yeah, so A to C, I think in that regards, always stems from the suggestion. Like
Right.
UCB makes a big thing about A to C thinking, and it's basically that's all it is. It's like someone yells out pineapple, as per our last episode. You go pineapple makes me think of grocery stores. Grocery stores make me think of baggage people.
Sure.
Right. So then you got different premises and ideas that you can work off of with the A to C thinking. But I think there is a more ambiguous, more ethereal version of it that is literally like anything you go to do in a scene, the first thing is your initial reaction, and the third iteration of it is going to be your most engaging and most interesting. But because improv is literally like do what you can first or whatever, be reactionary, I feel as though it's at odds with itself perpetually.
Right.
A Ouroboros.
Yeah.
Yes, a snake eating its own tail.
What a pervert. I think of I don't know. I think you raise a point. I think there is something to be said for playing around with pacing and improv to sort of do that reactionary things, but also sometimes just letting moments breathe more to give yourself time to process those emotions more. Because even as like a person, I think reacting to things, there is a methodology to your thoughts more than just instant reaction.
Yeah.
You know, when things happen to you, you do have that instant gut reaction. But do you say the first thing you think, or sometimes do you internalize it more and have thoughts beyond that before you actually respond to a thing? So I think while sometimes you would just want to instantly react, I definitely think sometimes you take your time with it, you know. But
Well,
like you said, there is a bit of a contradiction there.
yeah. Well, I feel like Geoff, the concept that you like so much, the MacGuffin, right? I feel like that actually plays in. It's almost like a Meisner exercise, improv, you know? Your initial reaction can be your initial reaction, but it means so much more than just what it means surface level, you know?
You're peeling back the layers, and what you find is
A banana.
pretty much every time.
Oranges too.
Very rarely.
You can peel oranges.
No, I'm saying I peel it back, and what I find every time is a banana.
Even when he peels an orange.
Well, I guess it would be weird if you peeled a banana and found an orange.
Wouldn't be that weird. There's,
Okay.
I think, yeah, the knee-jerk reaction, there is kind of a time and place, right? Because sometimes the knee-jerk reaction is much funnier. Matt and I were on a radio show. Big shout out to Let's Be Friends. And it was a local radio program. And during the show, the hosts had like a minute of rapid fire questions. Obviously, some of them are non sequiturs. And, you know, I felt like going into that, it's like if I sit and think about any of my answers, they're not going to be as funny as what organically just comes out of my mouth as like a sort of animal instinct, primal. This is what I'm giving you, and that's it. You know,
it's very sexual. It's an energy.
It is
primal, just sexual energy that you give off.
Yeah, that's what we need more of in improv.
Ba-boom. You perverts out there.
But I do think though with improv, I don't think there's never going to be a set of like guidelines, like here's how you do it every time 100% of the time. You know, it is always going to be in the moment this worked, sometimes it wouldn't work differently. I'm always hesitant to anybody who ever tries to like sell one approach to doing improv as the way of doing it. That
except
always,
for the Walrus approach, we need to
no, that's different, because that's just like that's approach is an approach that defies approaches. It's
you want to know more about the approach than just 4 payments of $19.99. Go to walrus.com. You can get
very reasonable.
The secret is out there.
And it is every scene. It will make every scene perfect.
Every scene perfect.
There's
mostly because we do give you a script, and it is that scene.
Yeah, but we won't tell you what the script is until we get the payments.
It's just
please don't share it.
It's such a good scene, though. And so if you just do that scene as every improv scene you do, it'll be great.
Okay, it's the opening scene from Borat.
But it's so good.
It's such a good scene. Ugh.
But please don't share that.
Don't share that. Don't share that. Don't watch
this is
that movie.
Honor system.
Yeah, don't watch the movie. Just
Except through us. The payments, it's just that clip. There's not even a narration.
Yeah. I mean, my God, my wife. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
I thought he was gonna say it more when I watched that movie.
Yeah. I mean, he said it.
I didn't think he said my wife that often. It wasn't that memorable to me.
Yeah, you know what? I can't even pinpoint it, to be quite honest.
Right. I feel like I knew my wife because people made the reference, but when I watched it and he said my wife, I was like, that's it? That's the moment that he says my wife?
My wife.
I was just underwhelmed. I don't know.
I don't know when he says it.
I think it's that scene.
Is it the one where he's doing the jokes?
I thought it was like the last scene, isn't it? Where
he's in
like
a dark room. There's like no one around and like his face is barely lit. And he just
and the doctors are looking in the window and they're going, he'll never recover from this. And, and he just tries to break out of his handcuffs.
It's a pretty fascinating film.
Yeah.
A case study of an addled mind.
It ends the same way Psycho ends. Well, his psyche broke when his mother died. I don't want to, sorry to spoil that, but.
My wife.
100 years old.
My wife.
Well, is there any more that we want to talk about? Or are we fucking done?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and I say that I really like thoughtless reactions, the knee jerk where it's like you put zero thought behind it. I think that's my favorite.
That is good because if you do that, all those first thoughts that were taken when people had fourth thoughts are balanced out because you didn't have any thoughts.
It returns order to an otherwise fraught universe of improv.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think, look, we talked about Crazy Town. I think Crazy Town is nothing but first reactions. I think that's one of the reasons why is because there's no reason other than this is what I'm thinking. Right. I think all of us who've been doing this for long enough have trained. I mean, this is the whole reason why we train doing improv is it's ingrained in us to think deeper, quicker than we used to before. I think your first reaction is probably better than most people's.
Can I ask you a rapid fire question, and you
just one rapid fire? Are you
no?
Just
I'll
say
ask
it
you
quickly?
and then Christian. I'll do it like that.
Okay.
How about that?
Well, so first but he'll know what the question is.
No, it'll be a different question.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know.
I'll ask you first. Matt, what's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your life?
Arches.
See?
Well, what I meant was Arches National Monument, which isn't as funny.
No, Arches is much better. But I guess that wasn't your first thought, was it? It was Arches.
It was Arches National Monument, but I said Arches, which I realized was very stupid.
That is pretty good.
All right, now for Christian.
Christian, what caused the tech bubble?
What caused the tech bubble?
Yeah.
I think if you look back on it from a historical perspective, I think that we can say in the grand scheme of things that Ronald Reagan's presidency ultimately was the linchpin that started a chain of dominoes, which if we follow that through into the 21st century, we can see is actually the first thing, the long first step down a path that eventually leads to the tech bubble.
Yeah, I think there was 6 or 7 different thoughts. In one, I had to
see if you had just said Ronald Reagan. I feel like that would have been almost a third thought.
Yeah, that would have been. Yeah,
I don't know what to tell you.
Well, no, actually, no, that wouldn't. That just makes a lot of sense.
No,
just makes sense.
No, because the correct answer again, the objective answer was Ronald Reagan as the third thought.
Oh, there you go.
So it was drill press again.
Drill press again.
Yeah, it's weird. The number of third thoughts. So statistically speaking, what is it, like 57% of third thoughts are
Our
drill press?
yeah.
I think.
It's a good
that's
piece of
weird.
machinery, you know. It's a good,
Ronald Reagan is up there, though. He's like 18% or something like that.
yeah. Show me Reagan.
Eh.
Oh,
Wait, we just established that he was up there. Never mind. Ding.
yeah.
Yeah.
You guys think you'd do well in Family Feud?
No.
No?
Just because
You don't think that you do well on Family Feud?
I feel like I am so against popular things that I would know the popular thing and willingly be like, this is a better answer, though.
So you'd be on a game show and you know money's on the line and you brought 4 other people with you who are all trying to win the money.
Assuming-
Who said they're all trying to win? The people I bring along are going to be a counterculture as well.
Oh yeah, a bunch of people who don't need money and don't give a shit and don't want to and actively are trying to avoid having a good time. You get on Family Feud and you
Like that
just
last
fucking
point.
blow it on purpose.
I think I would innately do it. Like I don't even think it would be on purpose. I'd be like, God damn, I could have sworn that was up there. It's like because I want it to be up there.
Sure.
Look, I'm just being honest with myself.
Okay.
All right. Why would you? You're like,
Yes,
no, I
I'd
wouldn't.
fucking kill it.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
It's an easy game.
Well, I guess I was gonna say like, why don't we play a little bit? Well, that doesn't make sense. We
Yeah,
can't
we
because
should.
No, let's do it. Let's do it, and I'll be the
we
audience.
can't because we can't. We'd be polling each other.
We can try to get on Family Feud though. That could be like a long. That could be a long project.
Yeah.
No.
And he's
have,
like, and how do you 3 know each other?
We're the
And it's like-
Walrus family.
No. Let's just
We're
try quick.
walrus.
Christian, ask Matt a question, and I'll tell you if I thought of the words he's saying.
Okay. What is hold on, I'm trying to think the kind of question they'd ask. We asked 100 people, or we asked one person, what is the best thing to get for lunch?
Well, Matt,
What am I? I'm saying
You're the one person.
You say what you think. Because
I'm asking one person, what is the best thing to get for lunch?
Well,
Yeah,
I know,
Matt,
but then
you're
I'm going to say it, and then Jeff is going to go, "Oh yeah, I thought of that." So Jeff, you tell me what you think I'm going to say.
then you're going to be able to say it, and that's
No,
cheating.
I have it in my head. I'm not changing it. I'm not some.
No, it's the
dipshit.
other way around. I wanted you to answer. And I'm the one who has the word. Fine. We'll do it your way.
What?
And the answer is obviously hot dog.
It was sushi.
Do you eat sushi?
Yeah, I love sushi. You kidding me?
Do you?
For
Okay.
lunch?
Yeah. For lunch. Oh, it was for lunch. I forgot.
Wait, is that ridiculous? Like, oh, sushi for
Well, no, it's just that sushi for lunch kind of implies it's going to be like
great improv
grocery
team name.
store.
How
Great
in
improv team.
2020
Sushi for lunch.
How in 2023 does Family Feud still work? I mean, wouldn't most people just write some sort of joke answer?
I mean, this is how it works. We asked 100
100
people. We asked 100 people what sound their husband makes when they touch him. And then and it's like
Moan.
he moans and he's like,
Whoa.
you are a dirty, dirty person. And then it goes, can I see moan? And it's up there. And he goes,
69
"What?"
people have said.
He looks at the audience, wide eyes, like, no, you did not
Yeah,
say that.
that's the formula. That is the show. The formula.
But I'm just saying, like,
That's how it works.
yeah, no, okay.
So they're joke answers, yes.
Yeah,
Have you ever
okay,
seen
I
the It's
guess, yeah,
Always
they
Sunny?
are inherently joke answers. Yeah, I see your point. But I just
It's
feel
Always
like-
Sunny one, the It's Always Sunny episode where they go on family fight. This is one of my favorite ones. They keep getting like Charlie keeps being like, I think it's dragon, and it's like that's not a real animal, but it's on the board, and they're like dragon. He's like, I knew it, and they're like, what is happening? And he's like, I think I was pulled. I remember, man, they were asking me all these questions. It's very funny.
That's fun.
Well, that's the end of another episode. I hope you guys got a lot about third thoughts.
Yeah.
First, second, and third thoughts. But yeah, it was mostly about third thoughts. How is it used in improv? I don't know. Just think a bunch of stuff, and the third thing is probably creative.
Yeah.
most creative thing that you can think of.
Hey, you got it. You know,
That's it.
maybe audience, you're not so bad after all.
Oh, you won Christian over, guys.
But still, the
knowing-
classes.
Yeah. Look.
Yeah, you should take those classes though.
Yeah, 1999 as well for that scene from Borat.
We'll send you a .flac.
.flac, isn't that an audio file?
I think it is,
Yeah.
It's a lossless audio file, folks, for those that don't know. Radiohead's In Rainbows and Nine Inch Nails' is The Slip were offered online as FLAC files. Anyway, I just remember that vividly.
Remember Minnie and Say Banana.
Since 2010.
Giddy up, Cowboys.
Yeehaw.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Christian Torres from Walrus. If you're interested in supporting this show, the best thing that you can do is rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Make sure to check out walrus.com, that's WALLARES, for a full list of our socials, including Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Stay tuned for news about any live shows that we may have, and new episodes of Little Bits and Pieces come out every Thursday wherever you get your podcasts.
The show you've just listened to is a part of the Podfix Network. To listen to other shows on the network, head over to podfixnetwork.com, follow on Twitter @Podfix, and join the Podfix Nation at facebook.com/Podfix.